Hi, I'm Dhrumil from Solvent Protocol, and this is 26 Questions with Dhrumil.
Alright, two things that I have for you before we start this video. Our Valentine's special giveaway contest has ended, and if you see your unique identifier on the screen, that means you are one of the lucky winners, and we will distribute the rewards to your MEXC account accordingly. Please give us some time to do that. The second thing, if you would like to participate in the contest of our videos and in such giveaways, you would need a MEXC account in order to do that. And for that, we have a discounted link for sign up down below in the description box, which will give you 20% off your trading fees. So make sure you utilize that opportunity. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Hey Dhrumil, nice to have you on our interview today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a while since we were trying to set up this interview, but now you're here and I'm super excited for this one. The community also have their questions that are waiting to be answered from you. We're all eager to know more about Solvent Protocol. I actually checked out your website and I'm gonna show to our viewers so they know what I'm talking about here. Yeah, so I checked it out, it looks pretty decent. Trade your favorite NFTs instantly. So I was just wondering, like, can you give a little bit of a background of what Solvent Protocol is? So, you know, we know what we're talking about here today.
Sure. So Solvent is a platform for buying, selling, and trading NFTs very easily. And the way today you can trade your NFTs before Solvent was to list those NFTs on marketplaces, come up with your own pricing, and then waiting for the buyer to buy that NFT from you. But now with Solvent, you can sell all your NFTs instantly and even buy them. And we do it by bridging the NFTs with fungible token derivatives of each collection. So it lies at the intersection of NFTs and DeFi. And that is how we are able to do instant trading, like for all the tokens that we have on cryptocurrency today.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Great, that's a short overview for the community. So now let's jump into the questions that they have. Alrighty, so question number one. Could you tell us please the story behind the name Solvent Protocol? How did you get the inspiration to build and how will this name affect people in your opinion?
Yeah. So the name Solvent comes from the word solvency in finance. So the word solvency in finance means how it basically denotes the financial health of any individual or organization. And the better financial health you have, the more solvent you are. So that's what the motivation was for choosing the word solvent for our project. Basically, we want all the NFT traders to be solvent and stay financially healthy as far as decentralized finance is concerned. So yeah, that's why we chose the word solvent.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Question number two, can you tell us about your team members? Are they qualified and professional in their fields? What are the recruiting qualification for team members for your extraordinary project?
So currently Solvent has 3 co-founders, and each of the 3 co-founders have previous experience in working in big tech companies and even starting their own projects and like own startups. So I would say that currently the team has a really good background in launching tech products and scaling them to big protocols. And apart from them, we also have 2 advisors and 1 technical advisor. And the 2 advisors are have advised some big projects on Ethereum. So we are really happy to have them on board. And yeah, and we are also hiring. So if you are interested in joining us, please go to solvent.xyz and in the career section, please do apply. We would love to have you aboard.
Yeah, awesome. Actually, yeah, let me show that quickly. So if we were to go to the website, there we go. And we go to Solvent XYZ and then we have the career section. Is it down below somewhere here? Yes, there we go. Yep, career section. Yeah, you guys, if you're interested in getting together with Solvent, yep, make sure that you go ahead and check out the career section right here. Awesome, great. So moving on with other questions from the community. Question number 3. In decentralization, we all know that speed is needed, as is the current problem faced by the expensive ETH gas fee and the slowing of the transaction process. What are your plans to deal with this problem on Solvent?
Yeah, so the application and the platform we are building actually requires a lot faster transaction speeds and low gas fees and transaction speed. high transaction speed. So the reason we built on Solana is very reason because of its technological sophistication. So we built on Solana so that it can be the settlement layer when we go multi-chain and build the liquidity protocol for NFTs across all the chains. So Solana was correct. I think the best choice that we could have possibly made for a secure and fast and private blockchain layer where all the settlements of our platform can happen.
Right. Yeah, good choice on that. Totally agree. Question number 4, do you have plans to expand to other networks like Polygon, Solana, Polkadot, etc.? The integration of a bridge in different chains is very useful for investors and their assets in terms of cost reduction and rate. Well, obviously, you just answered that you were built on Solana. So I guess the big question here is whether you're planning to expand to other chains, Polygon, Polkadot, and others.
Yeah, so we definitely believe that the future is multi-chain, and there will probably be a lot of chains having their own NFT projects and own use cases. So we are definitely going to go multi-chain, and just like we said, like Solana will be the settlement layer where all the transactions can happen and settle instantly, so that like users don't have to spend users don't have to wait for like unknown number of time to get their transactions approved. So the settlement layer will be on Solana, but we will be moving to NFT projects across all the chains, including the ones that you mentioned.
What kind of partnerships with different projects, platforms, and protocols can we expect from SVT in the future? Could you give us some examples of how other projects can leverage SVT?
Sure. So SVT is the governance token of the Solvent Protocol. And basically what we're trying to do here is set up a DAO. The DAO members will be able to stake those SVT tokens. And with that, in the curve finance style, they can vote on how many rewards are to be directed towards which liquidity pool of which NFT project. So if you are an NFT project, or if you would like to have more liquidity rewards for the NFT project that you want to support, you will be able to buy and stake SVT token directly on our platform so that you have more rewards for your NFT project. And the more rewards you have, the higher will be the liquidity. And so that it would make transactions smoother for that particular NFT project.
Awesome. Question number 6, can you list the outstanding features of Solvent that you think are the strengths that will help Solvent succeed in the future? Will this SVT token be developed with more utilities?
Yeah, so sure. So like one of the strengths that we have right now is we make the trading of NFT highly efficient as far as capital efficiency is concerned. So that is one of our strengths, and we want to stick that strength and make it much better so that the wider audience can adapt to it. And with our platform, the NFT projects will be highly benefited, so that we are basically going to be enabling features like lending, perpetual swaps, and all of these DeFi aspects of on-chain transactions that happen to all the financial instruments will be applied to NFTs as well. So I think the NFT projects will be highly benefited from what we are trying to develop at Solvent.
Right. Okay. Question number 7, on moving forward through your roadmap, what are your most important next priorities? Does the Solvent Protocol team have enough fundamentals, funds, community, etc. to achieve those milestones?
Yeah, so number one priority that we have right now is setting up of DAO. So once the DAO is set up, like the SVT token will truly have its own governance application. Right now, you can stake your SVT to receive a share of the platform revenue. But when we launch the DAO, it will truly be useful for NFT projects to direct more rewards for their NFT liquidity pools.
I see. Actually, is there a way that we can view the roadmap somewhere publicly on the website, or that's not yet visible at the moment?
So we did have a blog, we might have to look it up, but yeah, we'll definitely put up the roadmap on our website. So we are in talks with a graphic designer who will build it in a beautiful way, such that even an average user is able to understand what we're trying to build here. So once that is done, the website will be updated.
Okay. Many projects have problems with UI UX, and this one turns off new users. How do you plan to improve the interaction with new users and with users outside the crypto space?
Yeah, so that is a great question. So user interface and user experience is like one of the most important fundamental that a protocol or a project needs to crack, so that people are able to easily use the protocol itself. So we are in talks with the big experts in the industry who have significant experience in building high performant UX and easy to understand UI. So we are in direct touch with them, and we definitely ask for their help whenever we are trying to introduce any new feature, or whenever we are trying to improvise on the current UX of our website.
Cool. Question number 9, what problems did you face when trying to implement your product in working businesses? Is it hard to explain to usual non-crypto people what your project is and what are the advantages of using it?
So it is not difficult to understand what Solvent does as a crypto trader, but it will be partially difficult if you have entered the world of cryptocurrency via NFTs. So what we do, we enable basically the DeFi applications and DeFi capabilities to NFTs today. And that is somewhat new if you don't have any experience in it. So it takes a bit of time for users to understand. But we are definitely bridging the educational gap by creating more content and more tutorials on our website. So we definitely will see some good progress as far as the usability is concerned.
Right. Okay. And speaking what Solvent does, I just, kind of surfed around the website and I just want to do a little screen share here. I was wondering if you maybe could clarify a couple of questions that I have on my own. So if I click on the launch app here, let's say I did that, it opened in a new tab, connected my Phantom wallet. And I was wondering about here, so we have like different buckets here. These are like different types of buckets for different NFTs, right?
Right. So each NFT project or a collection will have their own buckets on it.
Right. Okay. And so can you provide basically liquidity with NFTs that are created outside of the Solvent protocol? For example, if I already own NFTs, can I provide liquidity into the Solvent protocol with those, or I only need to use the ones that were created within the Solvent protocol?
So just to clarify, we do not create NFTs by itself. So we do not have any kind of launchpad that creates and opens up the initial mint of NFT. All the NFTs that you see here today have been completely launched outside of Solvent, and we basically integrate, since like composability of Solana is such great, we basically integrate all the NFTs on Solana and possibly all the NFTs across multi-chain with the app. So any NFT possibly can be onboarded to Solvent.
I see. Okay. And when, for example, I provide liquidity with the NFT, I get in exchange 100 SVT tokens back minus the 2 SVT for the actual transaction, right?
No, so the SVT tokens is the governance token, but you get the tokens of that particular NFT project. So for now, you can see that, for example, you have this Dhrumil Tones NFT project. So when you deposit the NFTs of this collection into this particular kit, what you end up getting is 100 minus 2 Dhrumil tokens, which is basically the fungible tokens for this particular NFT project.
Right. Okay. Now that makes sense. And when I do that kind of a swap, okay, but if, for example, I don't do the swap, right, can I use that NFT, for example, because I saw here you have the yield and staking. So I can use that NFT, right, provide yield, also to provide liquidity and also to stake with it. Is that correct?
Right. So when you have the NFT, you can mint those tokens of that project with that, and you can use that for yielding. And with the yield, we give out SVT as the reward. So you can stake again SVT to receive a further share of platform revenue. So it's like from NFT, you generate fungible tokens of that project. And from that, you yield them and on SVT, and SVT, which you can definitely stake anytime.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, thanks. That makes sense. All right. Moving on with the questions from the community. So question number 10, any blockchain startup needs a strong sense of community. How do you intend to involve the community in the Solvent project? And do you have any plans to start an ambassador program or create dApps on Solvent platform? What will these ambassadors' responsibilities be?
Sure. So that's a great question. And we definitely agree that community is at the core of what Web3 and crypto is all about. So, and we do have amazing community managers and moderators today in our Telegram and Discord community who answer any questions that the users have. So with the DAO, that this will allow not only the community members to be a part of the quote unquote social media community, but will also be able to vote using the DAO and try to contribute towards where the project is headed in the future. Right. So the DAO will be one of the most important factors that will bring in the actual community and the ones who are definitely interested in contributing to the protocol.
Splendid. Question number 11. Solvent develops many products, which is an advantage when it can meet almost the needs of users. However, does developing many products make management difficult? How do you ensure the quality of all Solvent products?
Right. So it will look like Solvent has many products, but at the core, we only have one primary product, which is basically the instant liquidity feature. And what we do have is many features that open up with that particular product. So in the beginning, it might be a little overwhelming to the users that there are a lot of features going on here and there. But once you get a knack of it, it will be very easy and it will all make sense. So the one product that does instant liquidity, enables all the features, the feature that with the use case that it serves.
Right. Okay. Great. Moving on. So question number 12. Can we as token holders participate in the governance of the Solvent project? If yes, please tell us what kind of decision can we vote for the development of Solvent, and what mechanism have you implemented to ensure the fairness of decisions making between small and big investors?
So that's a very good question. And the core functionality of core benefit of being a DAO member is to stake SVT and vote for which NFT project should be getting more higher rewards. And the higher the liquidity rewards, more will be the liquidity for that NFT project and smoother the transactions will be. So this will in turn be beneficial to the NFT community members of that particular project. So if you have a favorite, if you are a community member of a favorite NFT project, then you can definitely stake your SVT to vote for that particular project. And regarding the security, as far as the security and integrity is concerned, everything will be controlled by the smart contracts, and the smart contracts will definitely be up for security audits. Currently, the smart contract that we use is also security audit has been done on it. So we will definitely make sure that it is not biased in any manner.
Right, right. And I actually saw on your website you have the security report. So anyone who's interested, they may check it out. I'm just going to pull it up on the screen right here quickly. So you guys just scroll down and you can open the report right here. Very good. Moving on, question number 13. Today's NFTs are a hot topic, but NFTs aren't just about art. Do you think your project will reveal more realistic use cases for NFTs over time? Why do we need to take NFTs seriously?
So I would like to answer the last question first. So we need to take NFTs seriously because they are one of the most secure and decentralized ways to verify digital ownership. And we believe that NFTs are just like, PFPs and, different kind of wide utilities today. But what we see as NFTs are financial instruments. So the core of the Solvent is to enable liquidity and make these financial instruments more usable and more tradable. And that's why we are planning on bringing applications like lending, perpetual swaps, and again, like bringing the financial revolution for these NFTs. So they truly are an asset class.
Good answer. Thank you for that. According to the rules of the platform, they say that once I deposit my asset NFT, I lose ownership of it. So does this work as if I were selling my NFT?
Yes, that is exactly how what it means. So when you deposit the NFT on Solvent, you are technically selling it to Solvent for instant liquidity.
Right, just like we discussed before. Question 15, what are the criteria for deciding which NFT project bucket will be created by a team on a Solvent platform? Can SVT stakers vote to decide which project to onboard, or project team is the only one responsible for it?
Sure. So currently we try to work with all the NFT projects that are interested in launching a bucket on Solvent. And now we are also opening up permissionless creation of buckets. So anyone can possibly create any NFT project on Solvent if they wish to. What SVT stakers can vote is which project should get how much of liquidity rewards. So that is what the SVT stakers or the DAO members will be able to do.
Okay, good. Question number 16. As the world becomes aware of the potential of this platform, do you intend to integrate it with the Ethereum NFTs? If so, will there be any possibility to switch from Solana droplets to Ethereum ones?
Yeah, so Ethereum NFTs are definitely the ones that we are considering in our near-term future. And our precise details will be shared very soon. But definitely Ethereum NFTs is something that we have our eyes on, and they will be coming to Solvent very soon.
Cool. 17. From what sources is Solvent generating revenue? How Solvent's revenue is distributed for mutual benefits?
Yeah, so the Solvent's main source of revenue is the minting fees that it generates. So whenever users deposit their NFTs to Solvent platform, 2% of the fees that goes in is the revenue of the platform itself. And that 2% is basically 25% of it, which is like, 1/4 of it is distributed to everyone who stakes their NFT. So basically the DAO members, and the rest of them is distributed to various, we are deciding on various, so we are bringing many SDK and tool developers. So a portion of it will be shared to them, and the other portion will be reserved for the Solvent team's treasury, which can be usable in the future.
At the moment, all tokens go down in price, even with the great partnerships, hype, marketing, and working products, etc. So what challenges do you have and the plan to make your project strong and popular? Do you see it as an opportunity with the current market declines?
Yeah, so the market declines are, just a perception of what market thinks about the price of the token, and there's a lot of uncertainty. But what matters a lot is the fundamentals of the project, including Solvent. So we are very happy that even though our token price does not reflect that, but the fundamentals of our platform, which is the number of NFTs being traded or the volume that is being logged on Solvent, so that is really good and that is moving in the right direction. So we are very happy about that. And yeah, so super excited to see what will happen when the token price actually reflects what the progress that Solvent is making.
Likewise. Okay, question number 19. Can you please discuss some specific details about your launchpad? What will its structure be? Would you be requiring users to stake some of your tokens first before they could participate at any IDO events?
So our IDO event has already happened on MEXC Gate, Radium, and Proper, and the token can be staked out for DAO membership, and on which NFT projects should get how much of rewards. The DAO will be coming soon. We are working on the structure of the DAO and basically implementing the smart contracts of that DAO. That will be available very soon. But the revenue share for SVT staking is available right now. So you can stake your SVT on app.solvent.xyz/staking.
Cool. And the last question for today. Can you tell us about Solvent project listing plans, especially the ones involving major exchanges, SECs and DEX? What types of partnerships are you looking for and what values would they bring?
Sure. So as far as partnerships is concerned, we are open to partner with any NFT and DeFi protocol who would like to use the technology of instantly liquidating their NFTs on their platforms. And as far as listing is concerned, we don't have any plans on additional centralized exchange listing. But we will definitely be making announcement if we plan on this.
Alrighty, that wraps it up for the 20 questions from the community. Guys, if you saw one of your questions on the screen while I was asking Dhrumil about the project, that means you are one of the lucky winners and you can claim your rewards by following the instructions in the description box. Now, Dhrumil, it's your turn to ask your 6 questions back to the community so they can earn additional rewards whenever you're ready.
So here are the 6 questions that I've chosen. What are the fungible tokens that Solvent creates for every NFT project called? How many tokens does Solvent mint for every NFT? What is the ticker for the Solvent protocol's governance token? What order books does Solvent use for trading their fungible tokens of NFT projects? What blockchain is Solvent built on? What DEX does Solvent recommend for trading fungible tokens of the NFT projects?
Very well. Thank you so much for that. Guys, if you feel like earning additional rewards, make sure to comment your answers down below and we will select the lucky winners as well. That wraps it up for today. Dhrumil, thank you so much for coming over and explaining all of the details of your project and for answering the questions from the community. Until the next time, guys, make sure you subscribe, like the video, comment down below and share it. Thank you so much, and I hope we will speak again soon.
Thank you. Bye.